Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Get your 4th of July, America's birthday, green gear in time for the 4th of July t-shirts, aprons, promo code Jericho1, all caps, the number 1. You don't want to be the only guy or girl, those are the only two genders, at the barbecue without your green gear, sitting there like, I want one. Don't be that person. Link in the description box. Now, this isn't your average morning, people. This is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, whether they came from you or not, literally and figuratively speaking. What did Jackie Gleason, what did the sheriff say to Junior? Boy, there is no way that you came from my loins. That was one of the few shitty stations we had at the condo in Hawaii, and I was watching Smokey and the Bandit 2 with my boy. Brought back a lot of memories. Anyway, happy Father's Day. It should be called Happy Dad's Day, because anybody can be a father. Anybody can lay on top of some girl or behind her and go, ugh. But you're a dad when you raise that child, when you put in the work, when you are there for your kids, however you can be, whatever your best is, that's what your kids deserve. Dads are more than just the grumpy guy in the living room. Do you know that sometimes, a few times when my kids were younger, at the end of the day, you empty your pockets on the nightstand. Man, I've pulled out dried fruit, sticks, rocks, sand, dirt that I did not put in my pocket. Those are not things that I have in my pocket as an adult. Dads are pack mules. You don't want to carry your water? You don't want to carry your sweatshirt? I got it. When we go on a hike, one of them has a real steep hill, so I'll carry my son's bike up the hill. He rides it down the hill. We do what we have to do. As fathers, if you have a daughter, if you have a son, you are trying to teach him what kind of man he should be. If you have a daughter, you're trying to teach her what kind of man she should choose. So happy Father's Day to all you guys out there, the protectors, the educators, everything that a dad has to do. Last night, my kids, they could not wait till this morning to give me some of my Father's Day gifts. So my daughter said, Daddy, it's Father's Day Eve. Can we give you some presents? So my son drew a picture for me, and he made a little thing to go on my keychain with some beads in preschool. And then my daughter, she made me this paper, and it said Happy Father's Day. She drew a picture of me. I forgot it at home, but my next video, so I'll try to post it on my YouTube page. But she drew a picture of me and then talked about my favorite foods, my favorite things to do, the things that I remember doing when I was her age in elementary school for Father's Day. So you guys have a great day. It's funny, you hear people, oh man, I can't wait to be away from my kids for Father's Day. I'm gonna go do this, or Mother's Day, I'm gonna go do that. I just want to get away from my kids. Not me. I want to spend more time with my kids. Every time I see my kids, especially my daughter, the older one, she's coming up on 10 years old. I only got 2-3 years left before she wants to be with her friends all the time. So I'm trying to get every single moment that I can. It's already going by too damn fast. So fathers, dads, the real ones, congratulations to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Of course you are. This is your duty. This is your obligation in life. Keep doing it, because we help to put good people in the world. We all know somebody who's got daddy issues to this day. I don't care how old you are, your daddy issues will follow you. So all the dads out there trying to put people in the world without daddy issues, congratulations. The bad dads who don't raise their kids on some bullshit and you're never around, fuck you. Next time you pull in your garage, maybe put the windows down and leave the car running. That's all I'm saying. Ladies, you got a dad in your life, that's not yours, do something weird for him tonight. Fix his favorite meal and do something he doesn't expect. Believe me, he'll appreciate it. So, I'm going to close this with a little story about something my son did. It could be my fault, partially. So, I'll tell you something that's not funny. Mayor Splinter, Mayor Lightweight, a.k.a. the mayor of America's shooting range. Chi-Town, Chirac, Chicago. Guess what she's doing? She's doing her best impression of a bum. She's out there begging for money. From who, Jericho? Who could Lori Lightweight be begging for money from when Chicago has an annual budget of $10 billion? I like to think if you give somebody $10 billion, you don't need to be asking me for no more money. You have $10 billion. What more do you need? I've seen people do a whole lot more with a whole lot less. $10 billion and you need more? You can't find that extra money anywhere? You see, guys, there was this man, and I think for about 4 years he lived in this house, and the house was white. And the address to the house is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, this man that lived there, some may tell you that he was evil and orange, but I'll tell you one thing that he did do. As soon as he became an occupant of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, he offered said Mayor Splinter of Chicago, he offered her federal help. He offered her federal agents to come in there and help with her crime situation. Because that's why she's begging for money. She says, this isn't a Chicago problem, this is a national problem. So we can't do it on our own. We need federal help. Remember the $10 billion I told you about? This woman's out here begging for money with $10 billion at her disposal. Sounds to me like you need to remanage your funds. You need to sit down and look at some things and start crunching some numbers. You know, like normal people do every month. So I got to looking, and you know how much Lori Lightweight makes every year? $500,000. Now let's get back to the bad orange guy at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Another thing that this bad orange fella did, he donated his paycheck every single year, the first president to do it. And there'd be many presidents before him that were millionaires. They never did it. But he gave up his annual salary, donated it to various charities. So why don't you do that, Mayor Splinter? Why do you call it Mayor Splinter, Jericho? Because Chicago, for the 6th year in a row, is the rattiest city in America. Who's Splinter? Google it. It'll make you laugh if you don't know already. So since the people of Chicago are so important, remember when little Diablo, that's 13-year-old future inmate of America, was killed by the police because he had a gun? Remember, she was out there crying, I have a 13-year-old. So since Chicago is so important to you that you shed tears, why don't you give up your annual paycheck? Why don't you do some good with that $500,000, with that $500,000? How many cops overtime can you pay with a $500,000? How many new cops can you hire if they want to even come and work in that fucking war zone with a $500,000? Well, damn, Jericho, if she gives up her money, how's she gonna pay her bills? You're the mayor. Figure it out. You can't put in a call to your gas and electric company, hey, let me slide this year because I'm trying to do some good with this money that I'm paid that I don't deserve? Think they might hook you up? I don't think she has to pay for gas. She might have a driver. Does she even live in her own house? Isn't there a mayor's mansion? So where are you putting all this money? So if it's so bad and you're so hard up for cash that you blew through $10 billion, why don't you do that? Oh, you ain't gonna do that because Trump did it. And automatically, if he did it, it's bad. But when Trump was offering you help, You're saying, oh, well, we'll let some of them in, but we're going to be watching them because I don't trust them. I'm not going to let she said, I'm not going to let Trump's troops come in here. Like Trump is from another country and his troops aren't our troops. But at every turn, you're talking shit about the help that he's sending you. In the situation that you helped create, you dumbass. Not allowing police pursuits, jumping on the police when they execute their job properly and legally. The fact that you were out there crying for that 13-year-old who got killed, but not the 7-year-old, not the 9-year-old, not the other 13-year-old who had the nerve to be doing her homework in her room quietly. But you're out here begging for fucking money? Hey, you want to know somewhere else you can save some money? How about you take down those bullshit-ass Pan-African flags and return them to wherever you got them from and use some of that money? What the fuck are you doing flying Pan-African flags in Chicago as an elected official? What the hell is Pan-African? I know one thing, it's not red, white, and blue, and it's not the Illinois state flag, so why in the hell are you flying it? I'm so sick of this new hot topic, Juneteenth and Pan-African. You don't give a shit. If you gave a shit so much about black folks, why are they dying at such a high rate in your city since you care so much? Speaking of more bullshit, they unveiled a George Floyd bust in Brooklyn. Jersey's over there like, rah, rah, rah. No, you guys are not the only ones with some stupid-ass George Floyd statue. And you know what they did? They put a quote on the bust of George Floyd. You know who the quote was from? A rapper. Hold up. This is who you're highlighting. This is who you're spotlighting. This is who you're having pieces of art commissioned for. And you put a quote from a rapper on it. How do we get here? How do we get to celebrating criminality? How do we get to holding up the dregs of society, the bottom of the social barrel? How do we go from Booker T to Retardie B? How do we do that? How do we go from Booker T to Retardie B? That's where we're at right now. That's who we're focused on. That's who we're giving all this time and adoration to. Somebody who overdosed. How in the hell can you expect other people to respect you, love you, support me, believe me, when you don't love, support, or respect yourself? No one's going to take us seriously as long as we're the number one cause of death for people 18 to 34 in our racial group. Nobody. So all these statues and all this bullshit and all this Juneteenth is a federal holiday, that don't mean nothing. That didn't stop no bullets from flying in Chicago. That didn't stop 45 fucking people from being shot last weekend in Chicago. This don't mean shit. These are empty. Statue, and how long until some homeless dude is sleeping under that statue? It's all bullshit. And we're here jumping up and down, happy over some crumbs. Brooklyn. No other famous black people you could have made a statue of? And I know the people of Brooklyn didn't do this bullshit. I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably most of the people in Brooklyn don't even want to look at that shit. How much did that cost? Who paid for it? And what better could you have done with that space? Huh? I'm sure you could have done something better with the space you put a statue of George. I'm so sick of that dude's name. I am so sick of George Floyd's name. I'm sick of his name. I'm sick of his face. I'm tired of this shit. He is not a representative for us. He is not some kind of fucking martyr. And if they hadn't caught it on camera, nobody would have cared. And had that cop been black, nobody would have cared, even if they caught it on camera. Man, let me hop in this damn rat. Oh, hold on. My bad. I promise. I promise to tell you what my son did. Okay. So the other day I get home and I'm excited because we're going to watch a movie while we have dinner, sit in the living room. It's going to be great. I get home. My wife says, he's in trouble. I was like, what did he do? He was with his grandma all day. I was like, what did he do? He was trying to buckle his seatbelt in the back and he couldn't do it. So he said, shit. So his grandma said, what'd you say? Oh, I said ship. I said ship. She's like, no, you didn't. What'd you say? So he lied to his grandma. Well, first of all, he said shit. Strike number one. He lied to his grandma. Strike number two. No TV for the night. But daddy, and I tried to explain to a 5-year-old as best I can that if you do the crime, you do the time, man. If you say it, you got to fess up to him. Be like, yeah, I said it. Take your punishment. Next time, don't say that. Now, it could possibly, maybe be my fault. I may have said that word around him, possibly. But my wife and I, we do really, really try to not use profanity around the kids. F-bombs, all that, of course not. But occasionally, ass, shit might slip out. So I'll take part of the blame for that. But hopefully he learned, hey, if you do it, you got to pay. Man up. Man up, son. Right. Now, I'm going to hop in this damn rat race. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone. Link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.